All right, let's get right into it. We're breaking down Nvidia's mind-blowing third-quarter earnings, and we're going to focus on the key numbers and insights directly from their CFO, Colette Kress. These figures are, frankly, staggering. They paint a picture of a company that's not just growing, it's basically building the engine for the entire AI revolution.
Okay, let's start with the headline number, the one that just makes you stop and stare. $57 billion. That's their total revenue for a single quarter. Just let that sink in for a second. It's an almost unbelievable figure, and it really sets the stage for everything else we're about to see.
Now, that $57 billion isn't just a big number floating in space. Here's the kicker. It represents a massive 62% increase from the exact same quarter last year. You just don't see growth like that from a company this huge. It's pretty much unprecedented.
And if you want to talk about momentum, get this. In just 3 months, from one quarter to the next, their revenue grew by a record-breaking $10 billion. I mean, there are huge tech companies that would kill to have $10 billion in revenue for an entire year, and Nvidia just added that in a single quarter.
So the big question is, where is all of this insane growth actually coming from? Well, it's not spread out all over the place. It turns out one single part of their business has become an absolute juggernaut, and it's driving almost all of these record results.
And here it is, the data center division. This one segment pulled in a record $51.2 billion all by itself. That's a 66% jump from the year before. I mean, to put that into perspective, Nvidia's data center business alone is now bigger than most of the world's largest companies. And if you look inside that data center number, it's really being pushed by two key things. First, you've got compute revenue, which is up 56%, mostly thanks to their new Blackwell platform really starting to ramp up. And then you have networking, which more than doubled its revenue. This is so important because it shows they're not just selling the brains, the chips, they're selling the entire nervous system to connect them all together. In fact, that networking division is now the largest in the world. This isn't some side business. It's a monster, bringing in over $8 billion this quarter. The demand for their high-speed networking gear, like Spectrum-X and InfiniBand, is just exploding as everyone rushes to build out these giant AI factories. All right, so that leads to the next logical question. Who on earth is buying all of this hardware? And the answer, well, it really shows you just how widespread this whole AI build-out has become. According to the CFO, the demand is basically coming from everywhere. You've got the hyperscalers, the giant cloud companies, who are completely retooling their services with generative AI. Then you have the foundation model builders, the OpenAIs of the world, who are in a flat-out arms race for more compute power. And now you're seeing huge global companies and even entire countries building their own sovereign AI. And yeah, the customer list, it really is a who's who of the tech and AI universe. You've got the original AI pioneers, you've got the cloud titans, and you've got the biggest enterprise software platforms on the planet. They are all building their future on top of Nvidia hardware. And this quote from Colette Kress really nails their whole strategy. When they invest in a company like Anthropic, it's not just about the money. It's about creating these deep technical partnerships to make sure the entire AI world runs best on their CUDA platform. It creates this powerful, self-reinforcing loop that's really hard to compete with. With this kind of demand, you might think they could just sit back and count the money, right? Nope, they can't stand still for a second. So let's take a look at the product pipeline they've built to keep this incredible engine running for years to come. Nvidia is executing on what they call an annual cadence, which basically means they're a relentless, non-stop train of innovation. Their older Hopper platform is still a powerhouse, bringing in billions. At the same time, the new Blackwell platform is ramping up like crazy. And they're not even pausing for breath. The next generation, codenamed Rubin, is already slated for the second half of 2026. There is no pause. And we're not talking about small, incremental improvements here. The CFO explicitly said that the upcoming Rubin platform is designed to deliver another X-factor improvement in performance over Blackwell, which is already a beast. They are constantly redefining what's even possible. So, what does this all mean for the immediate future? Let's turn to the official financial guidance and see what Nvidia is actually telling Wall Street to expect next. For the very next quarter, they're expecting revenue to hit about $65 billion. That's another 14% jump. But look at that gross margin, 75%. Think about that. For every dollar of hardware they sell, 75 cents is gross profit. That number shows you the kind of incredible pricing power they have right now. And looking even further ahead, the CFO did say that their own costs are going up, but their goal is to keep those incredible gross margins right there in the mid-70s.
It's a huge part of their financial strategy and shows a ton of confidence.
And just when you think the numbers can't get any bigger, you have to grasp the sheer scale of the opportunity here. All these records are being set in what's still a very new market. The CFO pointed to estimates that the annual spending on AI infrastructure could reach $3 to $4 trillion by the end of this decade.
So that really leaves us with this final thought. If these are the results they're putting up in what their own leadership calls the early innings of this whole thing, what does the future even look like? As they keep firing on all cylinders in a market that could be worth trillions, the scale of what's still to come is honestly almost hard to comprehend.